essentially going to be looking at the state of play in all of Europe's big leagues, as we are now in an international break, and once we return there won't be any breaks really in all of the leagues across Europe, so we're really entering the crunch time of the season. Most leagues have about 10 games left of the season, so I thought it'll be a good time to check in on all of the leagues and one, inform myself but also inform you guys as well on sort of what leagues and what positions, teams you need to look at, what team leagues there's like title races going on, top 4 races and all of that, so you're well prepared once this international break is over to know what is going on in Europe and what you need to keep your eye on. So we're going to have a look at all of Europe's top 5 leagues, and we're going to look at all of the other leagues across Europe, some of the smaller ones. So yeah, hope you guys do enjoy. We'll probably do a similar one of these to this once the season is over, but let's take a little look. So we start off in La Liga. So La Liga, all teams have played 29 games, so we have 9 games left to play this season. And in terms of the top, Real Madrid have pretty much secured the title. There isn't really too much to discuss there. They've been on some pretty good form recently, 5 unbeaten now, and the teams at Girona have really dropped off since Madrid have beaten them. They were the closest challengers, but now Barcelona are actually in second, but they are quite some way from Real Madrid, 8 points. You would suspect with 9 games to go, unless something catastrophic happens, Madrid are not dropping that lead, and Madrid are most likely going to win the league. In fact, it's actually crazy, they've only lost 1 game all season, which is mental. What a fantastic year they are having. But for credit though to Barcelona, who recently, I must say, have fully turned around their form. Their form has been fantastic. Only 4 wins from the last 5, including a thumping away from home at Atletico Madrid, 3-0. That's actually Atletico Madrid's first loss at home this season. And Barcelona made light work of them. And in general, they've been playing really well. When Barcelona are playing the Champions League very nicely, and they're really coming into form. So, I mean, if Madrid drop off, Barcelona will be hot on their tails because they are doing well. So maybe they can enter the title race, but I highly doubt it. But their recent form looks like they're going to secure second. Girona have dropped off, but to be fair, they're still in and around there and still have a pretty good gap. They're only 2 points from Barca, but they have a decent gap ahead of 5th place Atleti, 7-point buffer. The question now is, can they secure Champions League football? And I mean, with 7 points buffer, you would say, that's pretty good going 9 games into the season. And if they can secure Champions League football, that would be absolutely sensational. Because we mustn't forget, they were in a title race, sure, and it'd be disappointing if they came 4th, but at the end of the day, last season they were fighting for relegation, and now this year, if they were to get Champions League football, that would be insane. So let's see if Girona can hold on. But what's very interesting is Atletico Madrid and Atletico Bilbao. These two are neck and neck fighting for 4th place. And Atletico Madrid, they're really a weird one, because in the Champions League we saw against Inter, they were absolutely sensational, but in the league they've been really up and down, mainly away from home. You can see here they're away from drawing against Almeria, losing to Cadiz. Away from home they've just been abysmal in La Liga, and that's really cost them this season. And then they've just been thumped at home by Barca. So just 1 point separate them and Bilbao, who funnily enough knocked them out of the Copa del Rey. Bilbao are in the Copa del Rey semis. under the radar, such an incredible season. It'll be mental if Bilbao and Girona managed to qualify for the Champions League, but I feel like Bilbao have gone under the radar because Girona have had such a good season. Nevertheless, this is going to be a really good battle to see who gets into that fourth Champions League spot, or I guess out of these three really, because Girona could be sucked into that, so keep your eye on this. Then we have the battle for the sixth place, which is the other, I think this is a Conference League spot in La Liga. Real Sociedad hold that currently. They've got a 4-point buffer on Real Betis, which is okay. Betis have lost 3 in a row though, so it looks like they have really fallen off. So it seems like Sociedad might get that, but it's still tight in there. Valencia, have an outside chance. They have a game in hand, so if they can win that game in hand, then they're only 3 points away, and it'll be definitely nice to see Valencia back in European competition because it's been a while. At the bottom end of the table, Almeria and Granada, 1 win and 2 win all season. I'm pretty sure these two are relegated, and their relegation will be confirmed very soon. And Cadiz, you know what? That win against Atletico is completely safe them because that gives them a fighting chance. But it's still quite slim, and it looks like they probably will be relegated. But it's 5 points, 9 games to go. Can they do it? It's going to be a tough ask, but Celta Vigo and Sevilla are still fighting down there. They have a 6-point buffer from Cadiz, but they could definitely be dragged into that. So in terms of relegation, it's probably Granada and Almeria gone. It's probably between Cadiz, Celta Vigo, Sevilla and Rayo Vallecano are the teams you would be looking at in terms of that relegation battle. So in terms of the storylines to watch out for most in Spain is the Champions League battle between Girona, Bilbao and Atletico Madrid, and then I would say the relegation battle to see if Sevilla could still go down. So watch out for those, and let's move on to Ligue 1, where the title is pretty much wrapped up here. 59 points for PSG. How many games have they got to play? They got 18 teams in the league, right? So what's that, 34 games, so that's 8. They've got 8 games to play in Ligue 1. Yeah, the league is pretty much wrapped up. PSG will be confirmed champions very soon, similar to Real Madrid. Fantastic for them, just 1 loss all season. Mbappe has been in fantastic form. What's more interesting though, really interesting actually in Ligue 1, and something you need to keep an eye on, is the Champions League race, because we got Brest in second. Fantastic season by them. Out of nowhere they've come into second place and are in a Champions League battle. So second and third get Champions League in Ligue 1 right now, although I think with the coefficient and the way it works, Ligue 1 is going to get a 4th place as well, but we'll just see it second and third for now. And this race is all the way from really 6th to 2nd. Brest, Monaco, Lille, Nice and Lens. Only 5 points separate these guys. So all of these 5 teams are going to be competing for these 2 spots. So this is really interesting to see who comes out on top out of these guys. Nice seem like they have really fallen off. Only 1 win in their last 5 games. Not good at all. But yeah, these teams very tight here. And Marseille and Stade, don't rule them out. They could definitely clinch at least a Europa League or Conference League spot. As could Lille under Will still. Lyon as well have made a real resurgence. Look at 4 wins from their last 5 games. Potentially if they can keep that up, could be in and around those European spots. But yeah, even if the title race is gone, the European places in Ligue 1 are looking really close, and it'll be interesting what happens there. At the bottom end of the table, Clermont Foot have quite a bit of work to do, but they're not completely out of it yet. A big win in their last game again, Le Havre keeps their hopes alive. They are, well, 6 points clear of relegation and 5 points clear of a relegation playoff game. So they're still in it. Metz, Nantes, Lorient, Montpellier, Le Havre, and you probably include Strasbourg and Toulouse are probably still all in the relegation battle. So you know what? Ligue 1, besides the title race, every single team besides PSG has something to fight for. Because all of these teams from 11th downwards are fighting really in the relegation battle. And then from 10th to 2nd, all of these teams are fighting for European places. So Ligue 1, a lot do be decided in these last 8 games. So will be a fun one in Ligue 1. Let's look at Bundesliga now. So Bundesliga again has 8 games remaining, and well, the big narrative, of course, everyone's talking about it. The title race. Are Leverkusen going to do it? Are they going to secure the title? They are 10 points clear of Bayern Munich. Haven't lost a single game. 5 wins in a row. They are on fire right now, and it doesn't look like they are stopping. What's insane as well is they are unbeaten in all competitions, still in the Deutschen Pokal, managed to maintain the Europa League unbeaten run in dramatic style versus Karabakh. So can they go unbeaten the whole season? We'll see. But 10 points clear with 8 games to go. I think they need about 3, maybe if they win their next 3 or 4 games, I think that will secure the win, the title. We'll see if they can secure it. Will they bottle it when it comes, down to crunch time, as we are really approaching crunch time now with 8 games to go. And Bayern Munich really can't afford any slip-ups from Bayern, and Bayer Leverkusen will win this league, so Bayern have to have a perfect record here, but we'll see how this plays out, and if Bayern Leverkusen can even go invincible this season, because they're very, very close. What's very interesting as well, though, is the Champions League race. So Stuttgart are in the 3rd place, which is absolutely superb. Incredible form by them. They had a little dip this season, but they have really bounced back recently. 3 wins in a row, unbeaten in their last 5 games. And they're now actually 6 points clear of 4th, 7 points clear of 5th. So again, Bundesliga could get a 5th spot in the Champions League, but if it remains like this, Stuttgart with 7 points clear of 5th place with 8 games to go, similar to Girona, it's going to be a case of can they hold on, and if they can get Champions League football, what an achievement that would be. But Dortmund and Leipzig are really battling out here. Just 1 point separate these 2 teams, both of them in pretty good form, 3 wins in a row. Interestingly, Dortmund and Bayern are facing each other next, which is going to be a huge game in that title race, and also the top 4 battle, so definitely tune in for that if you can. But yeah, these 2 teams fighting it for that Champions League spot. And then for the Europa League and Conference League spot, Frankfurt have a pretty decent buffer to Augsburg, but Augsburg still have a chance there to potentially get it. At the bottom end of the table, Darmstadt, it's not looking good for them, but they still have a chance of at least getting a relegation playoff. They're only 6 points away from mine, so maybe they can do something, but it's looking likely they're going down. Cologne and Mainz is very close between them, and to be honest, it looks like this will be the bottom 3, as Bochum and Wolfsburg. Surprised Wolfsburg are down here, but these 2 have a fairly decent buffer from 16th, but they could still get dragged into it, so definitely keep your eye out on that in the Bundesliga. Over in Serie A, so Inter, have pretty much secured the title. So they have 9 games to go in Serie A. Inter are 14 points clear. Oh no, fantastic form, just 1 loss all season. 14 points clear of AC Milan is 2nd. The league will be wrapped up very, very soon once we come back from the international break. AC Milan Lazia's come in have been sensational. Look at that. 4 wins from their last 5. Battered Brighton in the Europa League. And they're playing really, really well. But Bologna as well, what a story it would be from them. They are doing fantastic under Thiago Motta. So 2 teams in so good form. And it'll be very, very interesting who comes out on top between those 2. But again, it could potentially be both if Serie A get a 5th spot. Then the battle for 6th and the other European place is definitely open here between Atalanta and Napoli. And don't rule out Fiorentina and Lazio in this as well. All of these teams will be battling out for that other European spot, so keep your eye out on that one. At the bottom, Salernitana are all but relegated, really. That'll be confirmed soon, but it's very, very tight between the other spots. It's between really Sassuolo, Frosinone, Empoli, Cagliari, Hellas Verona, Udinese and Lecce. From 13th to 19th, all of these guys still have the possibility of relegation, so don't rule out any relegations from here and keep your eye out on that. But yeah, the main thing really in Serie A is to watch out for Bologna and Roma in that Champions League race, because that's going to be very good. I've also just realised that maybe I need to do a video on this, but every league seems to have one team who is overperforming massively and in the Champions League spots. Like we've had Girona in La Liga, we've had Stuttgart Bundesliga, Liga, and we have the likes of Brest. Serie A, we've got Bologna, even in the Prem we've got Aston Villa. It's very weird. Alright, I'm going to briefly touch on the EFL now, because we did a whole in-depth video looking at the EFL not too long ago. But I'm just going to quickly update you guys and update myself on what's changed since then. So, since then Leeds have gone top, although they have played a game in hand on Leicester, who have lost 3 in a row, which is very poor. Ipswich have been in fantastic form. Their last game actually was a 6-0 win over Sheffield Wednesday. So these 3 teams are really, really battling out, and this is going to be such a good race between these 3 to see which to go up. Southampton, they're comfortably in the playoff spots, but they're not really going to get automatic promotion. It's just about securing 4th and getting a good end of the season and preparing for playoffs, because that's most likely where they will finish. And then the other playoff spots, West Brom are looking pretty good right now in the playoff spots, but they do need to do a little bit more to secure that. And then the other spot, Norwich, Hull, Coventry, Preston, and maybe you can say Middlesbrough have now entered that race as well, but in some really good form since I've last checked in on them. All of these guys are really fighting out for his last spot, so that's going to be interesting. Wow, Sunderland have completely fallen off a cliff here, 4 losses in a row. I remember in the video I said they had an outside chance of promotion. I mean, it's not looking good for them now. One of my subscribers was a Sunderland fan, and they were talking about it, how they sacked their manager, and it's just gone to turmoil. But yeah, not good. Rotherham, yeah, their form has just not improved. They are done. Pretty much Sheffield Wednesday, Huddersfield, Birmingham, QPR, Stoke, Plymouth, Blackburn, Millwall, all of these guys are still within a chance of getting relegated. So the relegation zone is going to be really interesting in the Championship, and the title race. These are the areas I would look out for in the Championship. League One as well, we'll briefly skim over. Portsmouth got a nice little buffer now from Derby. They look like they'll be going up potentially. Bolton are in 3rd place, got a little gap from Derby as well. I'll be looking to secure automatic promotion. Interesting, there's quite a big gap here now. It looks like this will be the top 5. What order they'll be depends, but this will probably be the top 5. So that last playoff spot's going to be interesting. At the bottom of the table, Carlisle, 4 losses in a row, completely ended their chances really of staying up. Port Vale, this poor form has not helped them, but they still have a chance of survival if they can turn it around. Fleetwood, one of my subscribers, commented on the last video. They were a Fleetwood fan. They have Charlie Adam in charge, and you know what, pretty decent form. Unbeaten in their last 5, a lot of draws in there, but you know, picking up those points, looking good. They still have quite a bit of work to do, 5 points away from 20th, but look at that, Cambridge are not in good form. Fleetwood are probably on the best form out of all of these, so I'm rooting for you guys, Fleetwood. Cheltenham as well, Cambridge, Burton, Reading. Despite their points deductions, I mean, I think Reading will be fine, but they probably need a couple more wins and they'll be okay. Over in League 2, Mansfield have a pretty decent lead at the top. Very, very close here for the other spots, though. Stockport, Wrexham, MK and Crewe are really battling it out for that. Barrow have an outside chance of getting automatic promotion spots as well. And then that final spot, wow, so many teams here battling out: Wimbledon, Walsall, Gillingham, Crawley, Newport, Morecambe, and you can maybe even chuck in Harrogate. All of these sides are now in that race for the final spot, and it's very tight at the bottom here. Sutton, Forest Green picked up back-to-back wins here, which has really, really helped them, and it's made it very, very tight at the bottom here between Sutton, Forest Green, Colchester. A little bit of a gap between 21st, Grimsby. Although, you know, yeah, wow, what fantastic form here by Grimsby. That has completely dragged them out of his, really. But if they can keep that up for a little bit, then they will be safe and between these three to see who goes down. I also want to touch on the National League because we never did that in a video. Whoa, Chesterfield. Whoa. Although, yeah, Chesterfield, 92 points. That's insane. 92 points. They have stormed this and they are going up. Surely, in terms of the playoff spots, Barnet, Bromley, Soil Moors. I say Barnet and Bromley are pretty secure. Soil Moors are pretty much secure as well. But then Aldershot, Altrincham, Gateshead, Oldham, Halifax are really in battling out for those other spots at the bottom. Yeah, Oxford City seem like they're done and out, but it's very, very, very tight here between Dorking, Kidderminster, York, Bournemouth, Maidenhead, Eastleigh, Flyde, Wellstone. You could even chuck in at Ebbsfleet and Woking. Yeah, this league is super, super tight at the bottom. Very interesting to see who goes down there. Okay, let's look at the Belgium League. Now the Belgium League is a bit of a weird one because I know it like kind of splits off in the champion half and then the relegation half, so I'm not entirely sure how that works, but let's just have a look at this this table here. So USG are top by 7 points, although Anderlecht are in sensational form, but this last loss here to Kortrijk, that's a real dagger blow because they drew there. If Anderlecht had won that, we would have a proper title race on our hands here, but USG has 7 points clear, so it looks like they'll probably finish first. And these two are very much clear of the other two clubs, and Club Brugge in there. Oh, okay, yeah. So in terms of a so the championship playoff. Okay, so that's the top 6 basically. Alright, so in terms of you could get that, I mean, Centruden maybe could potentially sneak that. Most likely though is between Mechelen, Genk and Circle Blue to qualify for the championship playoff. And you got these guys here. Sporting Charleroi are very close in terms of getting out of the relegation playoff, but it looks like these 3 will be in the relegation playoff with these guys not in good form at all. But Kortrijk, I mean, they beat Anderlecht away, which is pretty impressive, so I think they should stay up surely. Alright, Turkish League, Galatasaray and Fenerbahce are in a sensational title race here. Wow, they are tearing up the league, both of them, and just 2 points separate them. Wow, what a title race this is. Definitely keep your eyes out on this, because this is going to be sensational. These two teams are fantastic. I want to see, do they play each other in the last in their last 8? Because if they do, oh my god, that'll be fireworks. Oh, they do. Oh no, that's the Super Cup. Oh, that's, damn it. Well, either way, definitely watch out, but that would have been absolute fireworks. But yeah, anyway, what a title race going on here. Galatasaray and Fenerbahce, let's see who wins that. And then the other European spots, Trabzonspor and Besiktas are in there, but it's fairly tight. At the bottom of the hill, wow, Istanbulspor, oh, awful here. They've been deducted 3 points, but that would have helped them anyway. Yeah, but I mean, the main talking about, I'm really fascinated to see who wins this title race, because that is fantastic from those two. Over in the Eredivisie, PSV on another storyline to watch out for. Can they do it by Leverkusen and go invincible? They are yet to lose in the Eredivisie. 3 draws, 23 wins out of 26. Stormed the league title surely, but can they go invincible? Feyenoord, the current champions, have actually had a really good season of it, and if it wasn't for PSV being exceptional, Feyenoord would be right in that title race. So credit to them. FC Twente are in 3rd place, Alkmaar in 4th, Ajax. I mean, their resurgence has taken a bit of a hit, their form is slightly dipped now, but can they sneak into a Europa League place potentially? We'll see. At the bottom of the table, Volendam look relegated. Vitesse, that's kind of disappointing. Vitesse, they were like Chelsea's feeder club at one point, but looks like they might be going down potentially there. So yeah, PSV, can they go invincible? Watch out for that. Over in Liga Portugal, Liga Nos, another fascinating title race between Benfica and Sporting. Just 1 point separate the two teams, who are in fantastic form, both sets of them. And you know what, Porto, don't rule them out as well, because they are in great form. If any of these do slip up, Porto will be right there and could make a 3-horse race. So yeah, watch out for this. Again, I want to check, do these guys play each other? Do they play each other? Oh, they do. They play each other back to back. Oh, that's so interesting. So they play each other in the Portugal Cup, and then they play each other in the League, which is going to be massive. And then Porto and Sporting play on the second to last day. So some big games you can watch over at the Liga Portugal. I'll definitely try and tune into those. Braga will be fighting here with Vitória as well for the other European place. Chavez, I mean, they're still fighting. It's still tight at the bottom, but yeah, what a title race that is going to be. Over in Scotland, again, like Belgium, a bit weird, kind of separates into 2 stages, but Celtic and Rangers really tight there. Just 1 point separates them, and Rangers actually have a game in hand. It's fantastic form. I actually thought Celtic were a bit more clear, but it seems like they've dropped off a little bit, and Rangers have steamrolled there, although at last lost to Motherwell is not good for them. So going to be a fascinating title race as well over in Scotland. At the bottom of the table, Livingston not doing too well, Aberdeen not doing awful as well here, 4 losses in a row. I'm pretty sure Neil Warnock's their manager, so hopefully they can turn that around. But another great title race in Europe. And finally, we're going to end in the Swiss League, where again, a really interesting title race. Again, it kind of separates into 2, but still, Young Boys and Servette are battling out for 1 and 2 spot. Servette, 4 wins in a row. Young Boys have been stuttering, and that has allowed Servette to claw it back and make this a title race. Credit to them. You know, they're not like one of Swiss sides from my knowledge, so if they can go ahead and win the league, that would be absolutely sensational. So yeah, Basel as well, though they're down there in the relegation qualification spots. Not good at all from Basel. Not sure what's gone on there, but yeah, that's for Swiss League, and that's the end of this video. Those are the European leagues, some of the storylines, the tables you need to look out for heading into the final stretch of games. Let me know which leagues you're excited about. Hope you guys have enjoyed this one, and if you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like, consider subscribing, and I'll see